Hey, welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson, a.k.a. Uncle Tex, a.k.a. Professor Tex. How y'all doing on this Sunday? Getting some games in, watching a few games, checking out that Ravens and Ravens and Pitt game out, and checking out and going back and forth with the Green Bay and Minnesota game. Yeah, but I can tell by the title. This is, you guys who've been rolling with me for a little bit now, you guys know that I did a piece. I did a couple of so different pieces dealing with OBJ, right? And again, all the people think about hating and stuff like that. He torched my Cowboys. OBJ is a talent. That goes without question. If I had a team, love to have him on the team. It's just that you see certain things that you saw in the past players and different things happened years ago. And like I say, these players, although being the same, although a lot of the cases, is the fact that history just repeats itself. You know what I'm saying? History just repeats itself. Now, I've done a couple of, you guys go back and see what I talked about. I said at one point in time, I said I didn't think he deserved all that money that he got because that was living off of the first year or two of his career. But that it's not, to be the highest paid player. I didn't think he was supposed to get that. He was supposed to get paid, but not be the highest paid. He wanted to be the highest paid player in the league, period, bar none. That's not going to happen. It's quarterback stuff, right? But be that as it may, he got his money. Be that as it may, this is what I did. I took his first 3 years, and I've talked about this guy. I talked about because right now, and I told you guys this. Go back when I said, is OBJ's career going to be like that of John Jefferson? Go look it up, and that's for old head cats. If you new school cats want to go check it out, go look up John Jefferson. John Jefferson was it. I don't care what anybody. John Jefferson was the best wideout in the game for a 3-year stretch. Coming out rookie. Second year, third year, and in the first 70, was it 70? I think it was 78, 79, 80. Go look it up. And Air Coryell and with Fouts and Joyner and all them guys and Winslow and whatnot. And go look them up. I think they had like 3 AFC West titles. But put it this way. And I said, is his career going to be like that? I talked about the money aspect of it. I didn't think, I talked about that. I talked about, this is what OBJ, again, his first 3 years and his first 3 years in the league, you're talking about somebody, and I did the average of what he was doing. First 3 years, you're talking about somebody that was almost averaging literally 1,374 yards and 11.6 touchdowns a season. You're looking at somebody that was almost doing 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns. Hall of Fame start. Off the break. Hall of Fame start, right? But you know the old saying, the old adage, what they say. It's not, it's not how you start. It's all about how you finish, right? It's about how you finish. OBJ's last 3 years in the league, between 20, 19, 18, whatever, last 3 years, this is what he's averaged. 774 yards and 4.3 touchdowns a season. Right? And now, partial part of that is for the main reason that, of course, he is out for the season now. This is the next time he's eating it. So now, played 5, 6, he's missing the next 12 games. When I did a show like this about a year or so ago, or whatever, when he got an injury, he had already basically missed equivalent to a season in 2 games. Now he's getting ready to go into Tuesday. So over the past 3 years or so, you're looking at somebody that's missed basically 2 years worth of football. Okay, 2 years worth of football, right? And again, I've always said all money ain't good money, right? But see, that's just the thing. I honestly don't think, unless it could happen. I'd like to see it happen as a fan. But I just don't see OBJ getting back to the level of what he was in his first 3 years in the league. He was already frustrated week before last. I forget who they lost against, and he slammed his helmet down there and lost the game. They lost after they had a big win and stuff like that. But they lost. I forgot who they lost to. That was week before last. So, and he didn't get that many touches and whatnot. He's somebody that has to more or less. He has a TO complex with him. The only difference between that TO and between him and TO is that, but T.O. and his work ethic, and I'm not trying to say this guy don't have a great work ethic. I'm just saying T.O. was driven by something else. And it was about being great, whatever, and stuff like that. For the most part, T.O. never had no off-the-field issues. None of that. Everything T.O. was about was on the field. So the point I'm making is that T.O. did what you know what I'm saying. He made his plays, he did it, but the most part, see, that's another thing. A lot of people miss the point. When you look at some of your great football players, those guys were durable. That's the point. Durability. That's a major key. Durability is a major key of becoming a great quarterback. You look at, even go down to Cam. Cam's having his issues. I mean, even really problem. New England's not a very good team in the first place. New England was struggling last year, but because of that conference that they're in, that conference starting to get up there now, and like if everybody was really watching and whatnot, I'm like, they struggled to get to 11-5. They was going to win that conference because they were still better than the damn teams there. But those teams between the Bills and like Miami had made strides. Where what Belichick deemed being a genius and all those other times and whatnot, and the salary cap and not doing this, not getting up, you're getting a certain kind of guy. That started wearing thin now. Like that rolled fine because with the aura of Brady and him, that's going to elevate players to play. Brady's gone. He's taking his aura to Tampa and is helping them do what they're doing over there. So that wasn't a very good team. Remember, a lot of those New England teams, dude, that's about coach driven, about the culture there, and then you got the aura of a quarterback who that aura comes in there. He elevates everybody based upon his winning, and you will go and you take an average player and make him a good player. You know what I'm saying? That's the culture there, and Brady was part of that culture. Don't make no mistake about that. But now you bring Cam in, a completely different player and whatnot, and here Cam, again, another little cursed aspect of it, the way I look at it. Cam has never been on a team that was from the offensive standpoint of view, ever was really powerful or ever had a bunch of weapons. He had Melvin Benjamin 1 year, whatever. He had Steve Smith for like about a year or two before they shipped Steve out of there. So here he goes to the pass. Now Julian Edelman, I don't even think he's playing today. Right? And I'm just saying certain things happen with certain players, man. And where it's just like, damn, it looks like it's not going to end right. It's not going to end well. And so a lot of this stuff, man, so you look at that, you're like, man, just certain things just won't work. It's just not working and whatnot. And I just kind of see that with somebody like with OBJ, and to the extent even with Cam. Guys, you know what I'm saying, Cam's been around a little bit longer and stuff, done a few more other things. But the thing about with OBJ is just the fact, and I kind of use that because I saw them do an interview together right before the season and stuff like that, and they're trying to redo their image and all this other kind of stuff and whatnot. Cam was a durable quarterback for the first 7 to 8 years of his league. First 7 to 8 years in the league. It's durable as they came. Now, in the last couple of years, it's been health issues. Go figure. And a lot of that goes back to the style of play. That probably come back and bite you on the rear end. But with OBJ, it's just like, dude, it's just like, here we go again, and then on top of that, Cleveland wins, and then the press is trying to make it out like, well, it seemed like Baker is doing good without him. He's just making a whole bunch of stuff up. I'm like, anytime OBJ is on a football team, on a particular team, I say he's gonna, he can elevate that stuff. But you know what I'm saying, but you got to get him involved early. He has to get involved early. If not, it's going to be some temper tantrum stuff like that. Just the same thing about with Cam. Cam has to get running. Everything has to be going a certain kind of way. Some first downs and stuff like that to get him jiggly. If not, it's not. These guys really go into a lot of the time. These guys go into a mode of soaking, and I've always said that about Cam. I was like, he's a soaker. He will soak. You know what I'm saying? But when things are going good, he's rolling, he's doing his thing and stuff like that. But what has to happen, so with OBJ, it's the same. But that catch that he made took him over the top way sooner than what he needed to be. And you look at since that catch, You look at since that 2016 season when they went 11-5, placed second behind I think Cowboys in the East, and they went on if they beat Washington in the last game of the season, which was basically meaningless, but they won, and then everybody went to that trip. Him, Victor Cruz, and all them guys went on that trip to Florida or wherever, Miami or whatever, and then they go lay that egg in Green Bay. My man get the alligator arms and stuff like that. Look at what his career has done since then. After the 16 season, from 17, 18, 19, and here we are in 20. Nothing. He hasn't, like I told you, the last 3 years, 774 yards. That's what he's averaging. 4.3 touchdowns a season. He's only been on one winning squad since he's been in the league. That was the 2016 season. Now they was winning over there Cleveland and stuff. We'll see what happens with that. But it's like, well, it doesn't matter if they win or lose or whatever. Again, he's out for the year. Again, he was out for the year 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, all money ain't good money. But I'm just saying, you hate to see that, but that's what I see for the young man. I don't never really see him getting back on track. He was developing and being a top wide receiver in the game, right? He's only made All-Pro one time, and that was second team. I'm talking about to be on D-Hop level. You know what I'm saying? D-Hop, Michael Thompson, them guys level. Them guys making All-Pro first team consecutive years in a row. Big catches, big timing, and whatnot. He did that the first 3 years because like Eli got a new toy. So he's going to play with that new toy. But since the 16 season, or after that 2017 playoff game against Green Bay, what has happened? Nothing. 774 yards per year, 4.3 touchdowns a season. You're not going to tell me that's going to cut it, man, because that's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. All the blonde hair and the catch, doesn't mean anything now. So again, like I said with OBJ, I mean, I hope he gets well, and be able to get out there and finally get on page with Baker, and they can do what they do if he's even there next year. But yeah, man, it's like I just do not see his career being what his career was the first 3 years. In other words, he has not put up another 3 year run like that. Your great ones put up about 5, 6, 7 seasons like that, man. And he has not done that. And partial part of that, now getting ready to be, he's basically has missed 2 years worth of football. This is getting ready, when you average it all together. All right? I'll probably be back in a few minutes. All right? Y'all have a good one.